Welcome
to Shamba Shape Up Uganda.
We are traveling all over Uganda to find hardworking farmers.
We want to celebrate them while giving them the knowledge they need
to make their farms more productive and adapt to climate change.
We want to support them to get better yields and increase their income.
We will see how farmers can benefit from our experts' advice and turn their farms around into a profitable business,
while learning from each other in so many ways.
Join us on these journeys and share in the farmers' experience
on the Shamba Shape Up Uganda!
Have you ever thought about building yourself anew? I mean, starting from scratch?
What do you mean? Like building a house?
Well, not really, but I mean, focusing on a destination and then you start moving.
Now, I don't know where you're going with this.
Okay, it's about our farmer today and his farming journey. I mean, I was really taken...
Rob, now you got me curious. Let's go and find out. But why did you have to go all over?
No, I mean, I can't spoil this.
You should have just said it. Today we are in Akatsi Village in Embere Parish Kiruhura district, and we are visiting Nuwagaba Hanry and his 2 children.
Henry recently separated his 20 acres from the family land and is working hard to turn it into a demonstration farm. On his farm, he has 10 cows, bananas, coffee, and harvested maize.
This genre of farming, it is not that I've started it right now, but I've now separated from other family members to myself. I've got my own land, I've got my own dam, whereby I need to improve my farming.
So what challenges do you have on this farm?
With the animals, during dry season, there is lack of pasture.
Okay.
Then with maize, like if you try to look around these ones, is a little bit different than this one.
Yes.
Yeah, this one. Now it has a problem. It is rotten, in fact.
Henry, you don't have to worry, because we as Shamba Shape Up, we don't come alone.
Okay.
We come with experts that are going to give you all the knowledge and help you need.
Okay.
And we hope that maybe next season will be better.
That is good.
So let us go and get them, then we come back.
Let me believe that you've come with them.
Come, go.
Together?
Together, you stay there.
Yes. Okay. The last dry season, I had a bit of more cows that are not supposed to be in the land that I have. Since the animals were a bit higher than the piece of land, the pasture got dry. So eventually animals died.
I have a question for you. What is that one fodder crop that is easy to grow, easy to manage, and it is rich in carbohydrates? With climate change becoming an issue, one of the solutions by farmers like Henry is to plant fodder. This will reduce the stress on the grazing fields and maintain milk productivity in the dry seasons. So, we have invited Rutasimbura Edmond from Lato Milk to learn more about fodder management and why fodder like Napia grass is an important crop. What is Napia?
It is a fodder crop, and this fodder crop, you grow it, it has good nutrients. It has 18% of the crude protein, which is needed by the cows.
Edmond, when it gets really hot, like in the dry season, it gives Henry a really hard time and he has to go out and all those things. How would you advise him to go about it?
I would advise Henry to plant Napia grass. It is called fodder, and this fodder, he can be supplementing it as they are eating on the natural pastures. Now, this Napia, he can carry and give to the cows, or he can conserve it into silage. Now silage, this is where now he will cut, then he will put it like in a polythene bag, then for some time, then he will feed it to the cows when it is actually fresh.
Henry here has his 10 cows.
Yes.
But how can this Napia help him improve on his milk production?
For Henry, what we are going to do, he can harvest it like 5 times in a year. So he will feed it to the cows fresh, or he will be conserving it in form of silage. When the dry season comes, then he should be able to feed it to the cows. So that will help to maintain the production. And remember, in the dry season, the pastures are dry. So that is how it can help Henry in maintaining the production. Remember, the milk price will be high in a dry season because of scarcity of milk. So he will be able to get also the cash.
And how long does this Napia grass take to grow?
Within a period of 2 months, he will start harvesting.
I have my 10 cows.
Yes.
Approximately how many acres that I need to plant?
Like we can plant 1 acre. After planting 1 acre, then from grazing, we can give our Napia. So 1 acre can be enough for your 10 cows.
Edmond went on to explain that when cutting Napia, leave at least 3 nodes on every planting material.
Those nodes, they have buds. Those buds, it's where now the plant will sprout from. Then, when we are planting, we will have to plant it slanting into the soil.
Why?
When water comes, it should be able to pass directly and go to the soil. But if water stays here, it's where now it will start rotting. So now it will give it a room for the pests now and other diseases to attack the what? This planting material.
Henry can benefit from planting Napia. It is high yielding per unit area, tolerant to seasonal drought and with high water efficiency. To plant Napia, we need pegs, a string and some freshly cut Napia stems.
So when we are planting them, we have to plant them into a good lines so that at least the garden looks smart.
Okay.
We put a peg. After putting a peg, we connect a line. From plant to a plant, we are going to leave there a space of 1 by 1 meter from a plant to another plant. Then also on a row, still we jump 1 meter. Why do we do that one? At least we want to have some space in our field. So that at least when you are removing weeds, when you are passing there, then also the plant should have that room for expansion.
Once all the holes are finished, apply compost manure in each hole and mix thoroughly. This is to boost soil fertility and support the high demand of nutrients by the germinating Napia grass. Place the Napia at an angle and cover with soil. Make sure 2 nodes on the Napia stem are in the ground and 1 node is above the ground. It is from these nodes the roots and the leaves are formed. By planting fodder, Henry will improve his chances of meeting the farm demands. Excess feed can be conserved into silage in terms of plenty and fed when pasture production and feed supply is low. Another advantage is it helps conserve the environment. Henry will reduce the stress he puts on the available pasture during the dry season.
Do you know the phrase, you send a thief to catch a thief? There's a new strategy to help farmers grow better maize.
From?
This way.
Yes.
Okay. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Yeah.
And that is by using aflasafe to stop the formation of aflatoxin in crops after harvest. Aflatoxin is very dangerous when consumed. It can cause cancer and farmers in Uganda make losses every year because of it.
I've got a problem of maize whereby they get rotten in the plantation. So the time of harvesting, you find others are okay, others are not fine. It has also reduced my maize, what I'm supposed to harvest in the garden.
We are meeting Semalulu Frank from IITA to show us how to put a stop to it.
So this is the problem that I was talking about.
Okay.
Yes.
Mr. Frank, you're the specialist.
This is a sign of aflatoxin contamination.
What is aflatoxin?
Aflatoxins, they are poisons. Poisons that are produced by a specific group of fungi, the green molds found in the field, that attack the crop and start producing aflatoxins to contaminate the crop, making it not safe for human and animal consumption. For example, if you consume maize that has already shown the signs, that means you are at a high risk of getting the dangers of aflatoxins, and one of them is liver cancer. So the dangers of aflatoxins, this is a person suffering from liver cancer. Aflatoxins are known for causing stunted growth in children and then immunosuppression, reducing the ability of the body to fight against diseases. Another danger is that it can cause death. Yes. So these aflatoxins are really dangerous because they cannot be removed from food by cooking. So you cannot say that since I'm going to boil the food, I'm going to fry, then I will get rid of these aflatoxins. No, they are heat stable. That once the food is contaminated, it is fully contaminated. Oftentimes, if, for example, maize is not having that right color, we opt to give it to animals.
Yes.
It is not good. Reason being that these animals, when they are fed on feeds that are already contaminated, the aflatoxins can manifest in their product. For example, eggs. That means if you give chicken food that is already contaminated, the aflatoxins will appear in eggs and you suffer the consequences.
How is it spread?
When the green molds found in the field from the soil attack the crop and spread by wind in that process as it grows.
Yes.
So from planting up to when the crop is ready for harvesting, all that period is a gestation period, I should call it, that the green molds use to spread within the crop. So by the time you reach harvesting, the crop is already affected by these green molds that produce the aflatoxins.
Does it only affect maize or other crops?
It affects other crops. For example, sorghum, groundnuts, simsim.
Mr. Frank,
Yes.
like you said, it does not begin from here after harvesting and whatsoever. You said it begins from the garden.
From the garden.
How can I prevent it from the garden?
We have a solution that is going to help us fight these aflatoxin producers right from the field, and that is aflasafe.
Aflasafe.
Yeah, aflasafe. So aflasafe has been made to fight against the aflatoxin producers in field. It is a biocontrol consisting of sorghum that has been roasted not to germinate, and then the color, this food color or the dye, containing the biological agent coated along or on these sorghum seeds, acting as a carrier, and then this fungicide can be applied in the field of maize, of sorghum, of peanuts, or any other crop that is susceptible to aflatoxin contamination.
So how do you apply the aflasafe in the garden?
We apply aflasafe in the garden by broadcasting. You reach the garden having the crop at a stage of 2 to 3 weeks before flowering, and then broadcast these sorghum seeds are coated with the agent. So when we apply this aflasafe in the garden, these agents that we coated are going to spread all over the field, denying a chance of the bad ones coming out from the soil to come and infest our crop.
Aflasafe stops this problem by using a non-toxic fungus called Aspergillus flavus. Surprisingly, this is related to the kind of fungus that produces aflatoxin. But in this case, they are kindlier cousins that do not and cannot ever produce the toxin.
It is always a good practice that when you spot out these already affected maize, sort them out. Don't mix the ones that are already affected with the clean ones, because these affected ones or the discolored ones, they are acting as sources of contamination that these bad fungi would live and then affect the clean ones. So that's why it is good to sort them out.
This aflasafe UG1 contains beneficial atoxigenic, non-toxigenic fungi which can decrease Aspergillus flavus in crops by competing with toxic strains. For best results, also always follow good agronomic practices.
Hey, Frob. How did it go?
Ooh, I'm happy that with aflasafe, Henry is going to have toxic-free maize.
And with the Napia grass, his cows will be fed too. I'm feeling so good about this.
This is the start of a prosperous farming journey.
To get more information, you can consult with Shamba by sending an SMS starting with the letters SSU to 6115, together with your name and location to find the best solution for your soil.
Hey, I can imagine when you're up there, then you turn
Welcome back
to Shamba Shape Up Uganda.
We are in Akatsi village in Kiruhura district, visiting Nuwagaba Hanry. We have seen the right way to grow Napia using integrated pasture management, and we have seen how to use aflasafe. Henry needs help with his milking hygiene, and after milking, how do the milk collection centers maintain the standard to the factory?
Now, let's talk about one of the most perishable products on the farm, but interestingly, is harvested in very dirty conditions. Our farmer Henry still milks in the open using the traditional way, just near his kraal. Is this the right way to do it? We have invited Nuwagaba Patrick, an expert from Lato Milk, to tell us how to improve the milk hygiene and the utensils to use. Patrick, I know you looked around, you've observed a few things here and there.
Yes,
Kindly tell us
please.
exactly what you observed.
From what I observe, there is a need for the construction of a milking parlor, because milking from here in the wet season, it will get muddy and increase the chances of unhygienic milking environment. And then the couple of times I've tried to visit Mr. Henry, I would insist on the style of milking to do the squeezing, not the stripping.
Why do you want people to be using the squeezing and not the stripping?
When you do the stripping, you are pulling, at the same time you are damaging the cells inside. When you do squeezing, you are saving the cow from damaging the teat body cells, and they remain healthy. So that one helps the farmer in economic way and in a healthy way. Because someone who does squeezing, the teat is healthy, it will curb down that problem, most especially of mastitis. Because also when the cow is having mastitis, it reduces the milk production.
To prevent the spread of mastitis, wash your hands with soap and clean water before and after milking each cow.
You should look at the cleanliness of the udder. You first have warm water with a clean towel, wash the udder, dry it, and your hands should be clean, well washed with soap and dry before you milk. I also encourage you, Mr. Henry, upon the issue of udder health, each cow should have its own clean towel, such that you don't use one here on, let's say, Ngabu, and you use it again on Mpuga. If Ngabu is having mastitis, you will transmit it from Ngabu to Mpuga. So that's why we encourage mainly to use a towel per cow. And you make sure you clean them after using them with clean water and soap. You hang them to dry.
What other challenges have you been facing?
Yeah, like he said about the milking point, say that we can improve, but we haven't started.
And now I'm back to you, Patrick. Advice, please.
The advice I would give, or I can give, is that we can put a milking parlor in place, but if it has some time, I would advise avoid milking from a bare place. Ensure you milk from where grass is. Because normally, when they are milking, a calf comes as it's trying to go and stimulate the mother. The milking man, he has a stick in between the legs of the cow. Then as he's milking, the calf, of course, will come and try to also to suckle. On tackling on the ground and wanting to chase it away a little bit, he touches on the ground. When it is muddy, you find that mud comes into milk, which increases the chances of bacterial load into the milk that will affect the quality.
What are those specifications of a right milking parlor?
It should have a roofing such that we don't have that stress of the sunshine while you're milking upon our cows. We don't have being rained on while you're milking. A concrete floor, which is slanting to enable easy cleaning. Then the poles, from pole to pole, it should be at least 3.5 feet. Then the column where the cow can enter should be 6 feet.
It took the boys a while to agree on a design, but once it was approved, Caris went straight to work. With the right milking location, using the right clean milking utensils, and keeping the milk in a cool place before transportation greatly improves the quality of milk. But how does that help the farmer?
I have the right answer for you, Aggie. All the hard work pays off here.
We are at one of the 30 milk collection centers in the southwest of Uganda, and have brought Henry's milk, joined by Wandara John Wycliffe from Lato Milk. We are going to see some of the steps done at the MCC to monitor milk quality and how all this benefits the farmer. So what is MCC?
MCC is an acronym, meaning it's a milk collection center. So Powder have that of them in the region, strategically located in areas where we can get milk from farmers.
From the farmers?
Yes.
Good. So how does an MCC operate?
Okay, an MCC operates by getting milk from farmers.
Yes.
Assigning a particular code, like for Mr. Henry.
Yes.
You have to identify him from the rest of the farmers. Yeah, when we get this milk from Mr. Henry, I'll receive it here.
Yes.
Under his names.
Yes.
And then he's paid actually on his account.
So we've received our milk. What do we do next?
So we take a sample from it.
Okay.
Do the tests.
First test after stirring is the senses test, also known as organoleptic test. This is when a trained MCC operator uses the sense smell, visual, and assesses the milk for any off flavors and contaminants. After that, a sample is drawn to do further tests.
We are going to do the tests. We are going to begin with the alcohol test.
Why do we test for alcohol in milk?
Okay, it's not, we're not testing the milk alcohol, but we are going to use the alcohol to test the milk.
Oh, okay. Yes. Please go ahead.
Okay, so we are going to get a sample.
What
it's
is
alcohol
this?
Gun.
Alcohol gun.
Yes, it has alcohol in it.
Oh.
It's 80% concentration.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Basically, it tests the stability of this milk.
Okay. In the alcohol test, after 5 minutes, if the milk goes bad, it is likely to contain high levels of acid, calcium, or magnesium contaminants. This will also most likely go bad during the pasteurization process. So when milk fails this phase, it is rejected.
And this shows that it's actually negative.
That is test number 1.
It's test number 1.
Our milk is good. Test number 2.
Now we're going to do the other tests like the fat test, lactometer test. So we shall take another sample.
Push it.
We are going to now put the analyzer. Yes, then to give us the other results.
Okay. So is this service free to the farmers?
Yes, of course. It's a procedure that we do. It's actually must. It's mandatory to do this before we receive the milk.
Oh, for you to take it to the other plant?
Yeah, it's the first stage we do before receiving it into the cooler. So the tests are out.
Okay. What does it read?
Now it has butter fat.
Is
that very good? Very, very good.
Okay.
Yes.
I told you.
So
we can.
with this, we are able to confirm that this Mr. Henry's milk is very good.
Okay.
And then we can receive it into the dumpters.
Okay. We have done all the tests and Henry's milk has passed all of them. What next?
First, we are going to weigh it and then we shall receive it to the cooler.
When I have good milk, how much do I gain on?
From the results we have from your milk we have tested right now, you have 9 points above the standard. Meaning you're going to get 90 shillings more than the set price we have.
What's the maximum that I can earn from these points?
The maximum you can earn from this is 260 shillings above the price you have
The standard
set.
price?
Yes, for instance, if our price is 1,000 shillings, that means you get an additional 260. But guess what?
Yes.
We do have an app which captures this information on real time as it happens and automatically calculates. Once this milk is being tested, it will be weighed, and by Bluetooth, all this will be captured into this app.
Everything will go to the phone automatically?
Yes, on phone. On Mr. Henry's code number, and we'll calculate these rates for him.
With this system, farmers will get paid better and also improve on the quality to the consumer. It's a win-win situation.
Yes, Henry.
Yes,
This is what we're talking about, me and Patrick.
Yes,
When
please.
we were talking about the milking parlor,
Yes.
having it with a concrete floor And
Hello, please. Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm late. He left me.
At least you managed to get here in time.
Oh, yes.
So I was telling Henry what we managed to do.
Good roof.
Yes.
Structure is solid. The trough is there.
And he can milk 2 cows at the same time.
Hopefully, this is going to increase or extend your farming journey.
I'm so appreciated.
Thank you.
Yeah, the good job that you've done for me.
Yes.
I know from here I'm now starting a good journey.
But now we have to
Yes.
go meet another farmer, see if we can help them as well.
Thank you for having us in your
Thank you.
home.
When you go back,
Yes.
say to everyone in Shamba shape up.
If you've liked what you've watched on this episode, you can find all the information on our mobile platform, iShamba.
And if you're watching from home, catch us on the next episode of Shamba Shape Up Uganda.
Bye.